Welcome to the course on bauxite residue management and utilization organized by Jawaharlal Nehru Aluminium Research Development and Design Center, JNRC, an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Mines. In this course, we will learn about what is red mud, how it is generated, properties and composition of red mud, environmental concerns, challenges in its utilization, techniques for its disposal and storage, opportunities for red mud utilization, along with methods for extracting metallic values and agricultural applications. Bauxite residue, also known as red mud, is an industrial waste produced by alumina refineries through the Bayer process, which transforms bauxite ore into alumina. Its red color comes from the presence of iron oxides. For every ton of alumina produced, approximately 1 to 1.5 tons of bauxite residue is generated. The high production volume and strong alkalinity of this waste pose significant environmental, safety, and storage challenges. Initially, the bauxite residue was sent to lagoons, which over the year have proved to be a danger to the surrounding areas because of possible flooding and destruction. In the Bayer process of alumina production, bauxite is digested with a sodium hydroxide solution at temperatures ranging from 108 to 280 degrees Celsius, where the gibbsitic alumina dissolves in the caustic solution. On average, for every 4 to 5 tons of bauxite processed, around 1.9 to 2 ton of alumina is produced, along with 2.5 to 3 tons of red mud. The amount of red mud produced at an alumina refinery mainly depends on the type of bauxite used and the extraction conditions used by the plant. After digestion, during the clarification process, the Bayer liquor is separated and bauxite residue, also known as red mud, is produced. The produced red mud is later disposed of in a red mud pond. The Bayer liquor, which has a high alumina to caustic ratio of about 1.1, is then cooled and alumina trihydrate is precipitated out of the solution. This step involves adding seeds of alumina hydrate to initiate the crystallization process. The precipitated hydrate is then washed and filtered. After that, this alumina hydrate is heated up to around 1000 degrees Celsius in a process called calcination. This removes the water content, leaving behind anhydrous alumina, which is the primary material used for aluminum production. Caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, is recirculated in the Bayer process. Red mud exhibits a variety of physical and chemical properties. Red mud is a fine reddish brown substance that results from the extraction of alumina from bauxite. It is characterized by its high specific gravity, meaning it is quite dense, and its low permeability, which means it doesn't allow liquids to pass through it easily. Chemical composition includes iron oxides, aluminum hydroxides, silicon, titanium, along with various trace elements. With a pH ranging from 10 to 13, red mud is highly alkaline in nature, making it highly caustic and corrosive. The chemical composition of red mud primarily includes iron between 20 and 45%, alumina, which ranges from 10 to 22%, titania from 4 to 20%, calcium oxide varying from 0 to 14%, silica between 5 and 30%, and caustic content around 2 to 8%. It contains various mineral phases, including sodalite, goethite, hematite, magnetite, silica, calcium aluminate, boehmite, and titania in both anatase and rutile forms. It also includes muscovite, calcite, silica, kaolinite, and quartz, gibbsite, perovskite, cancrinite, diaspore, and several other minerals. Red mud poses several environmental concerns, including soil contamination, water pollution, and air pollution. When it leaches into the soil, it can cause the accumulation of heavy metals and raise pH levels, which can be harmful to plant and animal life. Improper disposal of red mud can also pollute nearby water bodies, threatening aquatic ecosystems and human water sources. Additionally, dried red mud can become airborne, releasing particulate matter that presents potential inhalation hazards. The current barrier and challenges that need to be addressed include the quantity, feasibility, quality, and risks associated with the disposal and utilization of bauxite residue. These barriers can be summarized as follows. Reuse options must be able to handle high volumes. The performance of red mud must be competitive with alternative materials, and in some applications, effective removal of soda is essential. Cost is another important factor for bauxite residue utilization, evaluation of the economics of current red mud management techniques, expenses or economics of additional downstream processing, and the potential for co-using other byproduct waste streams. Besides volume, performance, and cost, risk is another significant barrier that needs to be addressed. It's important to assess the health, safety, and environmental risks linked to the transport, processing, and application of red mud. Business risks related to product quality and various liabilities should also be evaluated. Key factors include the removal of soda and alkalinity, as well as the immobilization of heavy metals and naturally occurring radioactive material norm, the lifetime and durability of the secondary product, along with liability concerns surrounding heavy metals and naturally occurring radioactive material norm components such as uranium, thorium, radium, etc., must also be considered. Let's discuss current techniques for red mud disposal and storage. There are various techniques available, including sea discharge, lagooning and ponding, wet stacking, dry cake disposal, and the rehabilitation of bauxite residue storage ponds. Sea discharge involves the discharge of bauxite residue to the deep sea via pipeline, with solids content ranging from 30 to 35%. Refineries like Gardan in France and Veolia in Greece utilize marine dumping for this purpose. Lagooning and ponding involves transporting solids with a solid content of 30 to 35% through pipelines and into the ponds with lining to reduce the leaching of caustic soda. This technique is cheaper and simpler while it carries a high environmental risk. This approach has been used at the Ajka Alumina refinery. Wet stacking comprises transporting solids content of 40 to 50% through pipelines and naturally drying of red mud to increase the solid content. It is still thixotropic in nature. Although it is more complex and costly, it offers a lower environmental risk. Indian plants like Nalco use wet stacking. In dry cake disposal technique, solids content of red mud increases from 60 to 75% using high pressure filtration techniques. Red mud is transported through truck. While dry cake disposal method is expensive, it helps in minimizing the risk of leakage into groundwater. Hindalco has started using dry cake disposal for this purpose. Rehabilitation/green vegetation is another technique for red mud disposal. Hindalco has already completed the vegetation and rehabilitation of 30 acres of bauxite residue sites with expertise and scientific support from TERI, New Delhi. This work was carried out at Hindalco's Belagavi and Muri plants. There are vast opportunities for utilizing red mud. These opportunities include applications in construction materials, chemical processes, agriculture, and waste recycling. Red mud can be used in the production of cement, bricks, and other construction materials. It also serves as a source of valuable elements like iron, aluminum, titanium, and vanadium. When treated, red mud can be used as a soil amendment, enhancing soil fertility and pH levels. Additionally, red mud can be repurposed and integrated into various recycling and waste management processes. Specifically, for construction applications, red mud can be used in the production of cement, concrete additives, ceramic products, and more. Red mud can be utilized in the production of cement. It can partially replace traditional raw materials in cement manufacturing, helping to reduce both costs and environmental impact. In addition to cement utilization, red mud can be used as a concrete additive. Adding red mud to concrete mixes can enhance properties like strength, durability, and workability. It can also be used in the production of ceramic products like bricks, tiles, and other building materials. At JNRC, several products have been developed, including red mud bricks, lightweight foam bricks, and glass ceramic tiles. Around 20,000 of these red mud bricks were manufactured and utilized in the construction of a shed without plastering. Along with lightweight foamed bricks and glass ceramic tiles, a variety of geopolymer bricks like geopolymer hard bricks, porous geopolymer sandwich bricks, and artificial ceramic stone chips have been developed. Red mud has several metallurgical and chemical applications, including metal recovery, adsorbent material, and catalyst production. It can be processed to extract valuable metals like aluminum, iron, and titanium for further industrial use. Due to its unique physical and chemical properties, red mud is also effective as an adsorbent for water treatment and pollution control. Additionally, it serves as a raw material in the production of catalysts for various chemical processes. The figures below display granulated red mud, GRM, used as adsorbents and catalysts. Titanium and rare earth elements like lanthanum, cerium, yttrium, and scandium can be extracted and separated from red mud using the beneficiation method. The extraction of metal values from red mud can be achieved through various methods as outlined in the flow chart. The smelting method utilizes an electric arc furnace to produce pig iron and recover alumina. Reductive roasting followed by magnetic separation produces an iron-rich fraction. The non-magnetic fraction obtained after reductive roasting can be utilized for the recovery of titania. The residue obtained from this process can be used in the production of cementitious products and building materials. Red mud has several agricultural applications, including soil amendment, improving soil fertility, and removing aquatic pollutants. At JNRC, research has been conducted to grow plants like bamboo, eucalyptus, and ornamental plants in red mud, both with and without the use of amenders. Red mud is effective in enhancing the fertility and pH of agricultural soils. It also proves to be efficient in removing harmful aquatic pollutants, particularly arsenic and phosphate, from wastewater. Bamboo plants grown at JNARDDC with red mud have shown significant growth. An Australian turf farm was developed using red mud, enhancing the soil's fertility. Red mud slurry was used in a dam, as shown in the figure below, where the water was contaminated with high levels of toxic metals. Now let's move on to the final part of the course, which focuses on future trends and research directions. Innovative utilization of red mud focuses on advanced applications of red mud, especially in energy storage and environmental remediation. Efforts are underway to develop eco-friendly and cost-effective strategies for managing red mud, minimizing its environmental impact. Emerging technologies such as nanotechnology and biotechnology hold the potential to transform the processing and utilization of red mud. Thank you all for your participation and attention throughout the course. For more information, please visit our website at www.jnrddc.gov.in.